Good morning, beautiful people. On this beautiful rest day, getting lean, getting steps in, getting it done. We are at the point in prep now where it's not easy. I'm hungry, my legs are heavy, I feel tired, and this is the part where the leanness comes in, where every pound hurts. And nobody seems to want to tell you this, okay? Let's dodge the plant there. That getting lean should be tough. Okay, hard things are hard. That is why they are hard. That sounds like some sort of innuendo, but you know what I mean. Most people start prep way too fat, with their food way too high, and don't give themselves enough time. So no wonder they don't get in the shape that they want to. If you are refusing to accept that your calories are going to be low when you're in a deficit, then you're just not going to get lean enough, okay? Expecting not to be hungry is like expecting to have sex and not coming, aka being a girl. Once you get over the fact that it's going to be challenging, the whole process ironically becomes way easier because you're not looking for ways to try and get out of it and make it easier on yourself, okay? You're just looking to do the thing, which is why I didn't really want to get up and go for an hour-long walk this morning, but I need to get my fasted steps in, okay? On Yohimbine now, which is great, gives you that laser focus. We are starting out at 0.1 milligrams per kilogram. So for me, that's about 6.5 milligrams because I am a small little hobbit. And then we'll look to trickle that dosage up over the next week or so, just getting it to a point where I'm happy with the effects. It's not really fucking me up or anything like that. And then fasting for about 2 to 3 hours on a rest day. So I'll do either cardio, 45 minutes Monday, Tuesday, 60 minutes on a training day, on a rest day on Thursday, and then it steps the rest of the mornings. And then I'll delay that first meal till 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock on a rest day because I'll sleep in a little bit because I've worked hard all week and I deserve it. So that is what we are doing with the Yohimbine, and that's just another thing that's helping me get a little bit more fat loss. But obviously, as you know, the main thing that's going to get you fat loss is making sure you aren't eating like an asshole. So we're going to go through a full day of eating here with a family barbecue, and including that there, which isn't going to be too exciting. It's just some chicken breast on the barbecue and some veggies and some potatoes. But I'm going to pretend it's exciting now because I want to enjoy that thing. So yeah, let's go. Jeez, look at this absolutely jacked dude and the shit all over his bedroom. So, posing rounds going in this morning. I say going in like I haven't been doing them. Currently doing 6 rounds a day, 8-second hold in each. I'll do 3 fasted and 3 post workout just to make sure that my presentation for the stage is in the best possible condition. Don't normally film myself in my pants, but I thought I would get a little bit for the YouTube because, like anything, if you want to get better at something, you should probably practice it, right? And just back from the morning walk, caffeinating myself because that is essential. The Aldi Sumatra coffee is absolutely unreal. Get yourself an AeroPress and get that one because it is incredible. So, just updating a couple of client programs before I make the first meal of the day. Um, that's just to do with having the Yohimbine and getting into the routine of that. So I'll have it a little bit later in the day to give me that fasted period where I'm doing steps, where I'm doing cardio, etc., etc., etc. But first up, I've got Danny just dropped his calories down in the fat loss space for 1500. Now, despite what some people tell you, this might seem quite low. Some people just have to eat low calories to get lean, as unfortunate as it is. That is just how it goes sometimes. And if you're trying to get those last couple of pounds off, then you're probably going to have to push it pretty hard. Fairly similar to Beth, who has got a photo shoot in a couple of months' time and wants to be in the best possible condition for that. So we're going fairly aggressive with things, going down to 1200 calories. Like, it's not fun, it's not easy, but she will look good as a result of it. Okay, rather than meandering along at 2000 and not really losing anything, which isn't what she wants to do. At the end of the day, if you want to get really lean, if you want to lose a lot of body weight, you are going to have to eat low food. just how it goes, okay? And there's not anything that you can do about that. So she's got a new training program to go with the photo shoot and the high rocks prep as well, which is going to be a fun 6 months for her. Lots of training to do, but it's also going to be very, very productive as well. And then finally, this is going well because I already forgot one of the things which I was going to say is that I've also just put together some new coaching sheets for Beth's. Where when somebody starts with me, we'll have 60 weeks of check-ins in there, and I'm just so good at my job that I've had to do more because she just likes working with me so much. I'm sorry, Beth, if you're watching this. I apologise for you having to suffer through my check-ins every week, but she doesn't seem to mind. So another 60 weeks of check-ins, new coaching sheets going in there. Let's go. Year 2 of coaching. Bosh. I'm just putting together Beth's. Already spoke about Beth. Wow, I need more coffee. Lynn's new program because she's doing an ultra marathon in 2026. So we're just focusing on a little bit more just strength development in the meantime, alongside the running, and then we will build things up from there in terms of the running, scale back on the resistance training, because as much as I love weights, that is not all of my clients' goals, and that is okay. We can work on other stuff. So yeah, if you're looking to get jacked, looking to get in really, really good shape, pop me a message and we will get that sorted, people. Let's go and eat. It is time for another episode of Cooking with Luke. Honestly, if this is what you turn up to the channel for, I am so bloody sorry, because my cooking skills are really not where it's at. We have got an omelette coming for breakfast here with courgette going into the pan. First, I'll slice that up, fry it on one side, flip that bad boy over very, very soon. Then the mushrooms go in with the bacon medallions to cook those, get them nice and crispy. I just pick those because they're much lower in fat, much lower in calories, and taste pretty damn nice there. So I'll get all the veg ready. And then I will start to whisk together the eggs and the egg whites, 250 grams total, 2 whole eggs, and then 150 grams of egg whites, which is pretty damn nice. I somehow managed to make this omelette look half decent before I absolutely slather it in ketchup. And then I'll have a little bit of salad on the side with some tomatoes, with some cucumber, with a bit of pepper, all of that fun stuff. And yeah, pretty nice rest day meal. Takes 15-20 minutes to cook and thoroughly enjoyable. I'm actually genuinely impressed with myself that I managed to cook that well. I'm feeling a little bit blinded there. In the past, when I've tried to make an omelette, it is literally, without fail, always ended up as scrambled eggs, which is okay, but it's not quite the same because I can never quite get that sort of runny consistency with it. And I think it was just down to not having enough egg, to be honest, to cover it, and then it just wouldn't work. So that is 2 whole eggs, 150 egg whites, 2 bacon medallions, and then a load of mixed veg, and absolutely covering the thing in ketchup because it is unreal and tastes incredible. Although it tastes good, but I find the smell can sometimes make me a little bit nauseous. Does anybody else get that? I don't know. Right, off to see my family for the day, and I'll see you guys for meal 2, maybe another walk. I haven't decided yet. I realised I forgot to say earlier, like, what Yohimbine actually does and how it works, so let's get into that. Yohimbine isn't a game changer. It is just the icing on top of a cake that's already baked so well, you would be more than happy to eat it. Okay, the way that this thing works is it mobilizes fatty acids from your cells, which means that when you are doing fasted steps, fasted cardio, that sort of thing, the body will pull a little bit more dietary fat from the cells that it's stored to use and burn in the bloodstream for energy. A little bit more. Okay, and this only works if you are fasted. It's not going to make you shredded overnight. You're burning a little bit more fat over the course of the time that you are using it. You still need to be in a deficit. You still need to do all of that good stuff. And if you are doing that, and if you're able to stay fasted for 2-3 hours in the morning, then it will be helpful. I'm starting out personally at 0.1 milligrams per kilogram, which is the minimum effective dose for this. We'll titrate up to 0.2 to get the effect that I want. Make sure we're not too jittery with things, and then hold it there as we go through the rest of this fat loss phase. And so for me, that starts out about 6.5 milligrams. So yeah, not a dirty little cheat. I'm going to be getting a little bit leaner. Let's go. Just got back from fishing with my sister, watching a bit of Chris Williamson and Jimmy Carr. She caught 3 fish, which is pretty impressive. However, I got 0, but I'm jacked, so swings and roundabouts. Meal number two has been eaten. It was a pretty solid lunch there. So saving quite a few carbs, not that I'm on that many, I'm on like 1700 calories today, for the family barbecue for some new potatoes and that sort of thing. And the veg, you'll see later anyway. So just a little bit of cream of rice, volumized with like 6 times the water there. 100 grams of strawberries in there because I forgot to have them this morning with breakfast. Great bodybuilder I am. Jeez. And I quite like having those meals as two courses. I find that it makes things a hell of a lot more satiating because it takes a lot longer to eat. The contrast between a hot and a cold meal, and then the dark chocolate on top, I cannot get through without my fix of dark chocolate for the day. It's just such good stuff. I definitely find when I'm dieting as well, I don't mind the higher percentages, whereas when I'm gaining like 70% is the sweet spot for sure. So that was 175 grams chicken mince, courgette, carrot, spinach, pepper, tomato, cucumber. I think that's everything. And like quarter of an iceberg lettuce because it tastes nice. You know you are dieting hard when you are munching iceberg lettuce. So there's a nice line between, volumizing your meals, getting a lot of flavors and textures. I'll definitely keep adding the peppers to the meal. Finally, I'll probably remove the salad at some point as I get out of back into a cane case. But I do quite like the different texture of the pepper. So I'm gonna do a little bit more work, set up a new client, and then enjoy the barbecue with the family. Top notch Sunday. So 7:30 p.m. and I. So it's 7:30 p.m. and oh, jeez, I look jacked. I have just finished work for the day. Very, very eventful Sunday. A bit of Father's Day fishing, nice barbecue as well, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Pretty good day overall. As I say, just had the barbecue there, and something that really, really gets on my nerves is when I see people in a deficit, in prep, complaining. Okay, you chose to do this. You don't get to complain about the temptation of this being in your face, that being in your face. When you are cutting, stop telling yourself that you can't have the pastries, the burger, or the other's desserts. Okay? You can eat whatever you want. You just need to accept the consequences of eating that thing. Otherwise, if you are constantly mentally restraining yourself and trying to stop yourself from doing that thing, what do you think is going to happen once you finally can eat it again? You're going to eat all of it. You're going to binge your face off. Okay? Which is not what you want. You can still enjoy a barbecue. Honestly, it's one of the easiest meals to ever fit into what you're eating and into a deficit. You just need to be sensible with what you're choosing, which was I had a chicken breast on the barbecue and some stewed veg rather than coleslaw and spare ribs, as nice as they looked. Okay, I could still enjoy that overall experience with my family, but it wasn't me eating all of the really, really nice stuff, which I know I can fit into my calories afterwards. And equally, I'm not complaining about that thing because I chose to prep. They didn't choose to prep. They don't have to eat chicken breast. Meal prep is done. I am on my final walk of the day, boxing off the last 2K or so steps. I would do the classic bodybuilder thing and complain about that, but with this beautiful sunset, and I'll overlay a clip of how it was looking earlier, there is nothing to complain about apart from maybe this fucking shaky cam. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see if we can stabilize that. Yes, let's go. Bro doesn't need one of those gimbal things. He's just got a second hand, and now it's shaky again. People might slag off meal prep and say that it's shit and it's unnecessary and you don't need to do it. But you know what's way worse? Having a physique that you hate and not making the progress that you want to. And meal prep makes that way, way more likely because it's so much easier to get something out of the fridge and heat it up than it is to cook something from scratch, make the right decision, order a fucking takeaway, wait for somebody else to cook for you. Like, it's even easier than that because it's already there, it's already ready. And whilst it might take an hour, hour and a half on one day of the week, it's then saved you those days on the whole rest of the week. Okay, because you then don't have to prepare that stuff. It's ready to go, which is why I do it. You just need to pick 4 or 5 meals that work really, really well for you and eat those day to day. And it's so, so easy to keep that consistent. Okay. And I do that because it's what I like to do, which is why I'm still eating that yogurt meal after about fucking 8 months because I still like it. Now, it's a bit different now with the berries staying frozen and on the side of it, but it's still broadly the same meal, which makes it really nice, which makes it enjoyable. And it's what I want to do. And if you don't want to do this bodybuilding thing, like it's going to show over a period of time. If you don't actually want a better physique, you're not going to be able to keep it up for very long. You're going to quit. And that's not what I want to fucking see. And it's probably not what you want anyway. Like, you wouldn't be at whatever this is, minute 15 of my video, if you weren't at least somewhat interested in fitness. And I'm sick and fucking tired of seeing people do shit that doesn't help them. Okay. And if the convenience of meal prep isn't enough of a sell for you, it's going to get you in the best shape of your life. Okay. It's what I've done this entire prep phase is meal prep. Get myself ready for the week because I know it's going to be a ridiculously hectic week. I'm not going to be able to cook day to day. And I still want to stay on track. Please, meal prep. Please. I'm begging you. Okay. And do you know what else I'm begging you to do? Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed the video. Ta-da!